Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Saul Goodman, the Better Call Saul podcast. My name is Brian, and with me, as always, is Tornado Warning Dave. Dave, how's it going?
Warning. Warning. Actually, I did the long pause because you didn't do the long pause in the intro, and I feel like we needed a long pause.
Okay, great. Yeah. This episode is the first one that is going to be brought to you by our partnership with the TV Showtime app. Make sure that you download TV Showtime on the Google Play Store or Apple iTunes. It's an awesome app. You can track your TV shows, leave comments, you can upload memes. For Better Call Saul, you can rank guests, you can rank the cast.
But actor performances.
They have
different adjectives to describe the episode, which is, I was thinking about that today. It's like kind of like more for like the producers of the show can get some real-time feedback on how their fans think about it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool because maybe the producers of the show will see our shitty podcast.
Exactly. So TV Showtime app, absolutely awesome. A lot of features, thousands of shows, millions of users, and the Better Call Saul community on there is almost 500,000 strong.
It's quite large. It's a very popular show.
It's a very popular show. So make sure that you download the TV Showtime app on your smartphone, and you can find us there.
That's for Android and iPhone.
There you go. Dave and I also host another important podcast where we talk to people more famous and successful than we will ever be. And of course, we get our sardonic comments from our third mic, Jeff, as well. So it's a lot of fun. We haven't posted anything over there in the 2 weeks, but hopefully we'll have something up soon.
Yeah, when Saul kicks into season, it's kind of a job for us. It takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, it does. But that's okay because we do it for you guys because we don't make any money, but we're still here.
But we're rich in other ways. Fan interactions is a big one, and I'm really appreciative of all the fan interaction and the suspects that were trolling them. Maybe you're right.
Exactly. We are talking about episode 4 called Dave
Sabrosito.
See, I like the way you do that. If I would have said it as like Sabrosito, it would have sounded like a really cheap frozen pizza had I.
Right. Episode 304 Tony's.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. All right, so here we go. Episode jumps right in. It has like a water opening scene. Dude glides in. You see a young Tio Salamanca. They're at Don Elato's compound where, pretty much the opening scene is, how would you explain it, Dave?
It's a throwback to the way a storyline wrapped up in Breaking Bad. And I noticed this because for some reason I wrote down nice necklace. Like I felt like they took care to see or draw attention to the necklace, right? So I went back and I did some work for you guys. And yeah, Don Eladio died face down in a pool after being poisoned by Gus. Mike rips off his necklace to give to Hector to show that he is a token of his kill or whatever. So excellent job of somehow subtly drawing my eye to the necklace. Or it was a subliminal thing and I remembered it somehow in the back of my head. I don't know, one or the other. But yeah, that's definitely a callback to that whole poisoning everybody plot, which goes back to the Mexican doctor, who I'm not sure was the same guy. He looks a lot different.
Well, because he's like 10 years older now.
Yeah, so I was wondering. And then also he did treat Gus. Because I remember the line, now, this man pays my salary. When he's like, hey, help Mike. And he's like, well, this man pays my salary. So
nice. Good callback. So, interesting scene. We see basically Hector and Gus pretty much through various means making their offerings to Don Eladio. He gets
paying tribute, I think they call it.
Paying tribute. Very nice. Yep, you're spot on with that. Don Eladio receives a Los Pollos Hermanos shirt, which is nice, which Tio has to shoot down and call it the Butt Brothers. Yeah. It's so immature, but so dickish at the same time. Which is Hector's MO, because we watched the Breaking Bad scene, like he pees in the pool, like he's just overall a prick.
Yeah, and even like was it Don Eladio warned Jimenez, like, you don't want to watch out for me. You got to watch out for Hector because he gives no second chances.
Right.
Like he's the hard ass of the group, if you will.
Right.
Which is kind of his downfall, I guess. It kind of gets in his way. Mm-hmm.
So Don Eladio receives the Los Pollos Hermanos shirt, and Hector's guy bringing what appears to be the bigger haul with the nice wrapped money and the tight little coils.
You know that shit's all just ones with 20s on the it's ones with hundreds on the outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got a front on the stack, yo.
That's right. Stacking bands, yo.
Mm-hmm. But then he's then Gus's guy one-ups and brings the huge bundles, like just massive, well-organized, well-stacked saran wrap for freshness.
Right, exactly.
And it prevents freezer burn. Stacks of money and
you know who that guy is?
Who?
Balsa.
Nice.
Balsa is the liaison between the cartel and Gus Fring.
Man, you are on it this episode.
I did some research, fellas.
You are on it this episode.
Also, we got to go back because remember, Hector gave his tribute was the little mannequin where it explains.
Yeah, bobblehead, right? It was a bobblehead.
Yeah, the bobblehead.
Right.
That explains the name of the ice cream place that Hector bought.
Mm-hmm. The Winking Greek.
The Winking Greek.
Right.
Named after Don Eladio.
Yeah, you know what? I had completely forgot about that, but I remembered in season 1, because neither you nor I speak Spanish, you went back and like freeze framed the name of the ice cream shop, and then like went to Google and translated. And you were like, I think it makes the Greek who's winking or the winking Greek. Like we couldn't figure it out, and like here we are 2 years later. We definitely get.
But I think wasn't there an illustration of a winking? It's this bobblehead picture is on the wall,
right?
Of the
yeah,
shop, so that's how we figured that out.
Right, Sabrosito, right?
Well, I went and Googled Sabrosito,
mm-hmm.
and all I got was Sabrosa means tasty.
So
it's a little tasty.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Which is funny because they also said that they named
that was the bobblehead's name.
Yeah, that's the bobblehead's name. But they also said that they named the restaurant after Don Eladio.
Mm-hmm.
And was it ever covered? Why is he the winking Greek?
Yeah,
or is it just like one of those things that
does he act like a Greek club owner or something?
Yeah,
I mean,
like with the gold, like
Greeks out there,
tracksuits or something.
Yeah,
I don't know, but he's the winking Greek.
Maybe he is Greek but speaks Spanish. I don't know, but he seems pretty same ethnicity as the rest of the crew.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And it's nice because you see Hector get a little jealous.
Very jealous.
Yeah, he's like, oh, fuck, man.
Yeah.
All he wants is approval.
Right. He had such a big beaming smile on his face when he's so proud of himself about buying the ice cream shop. And he's like, no, my guy's going to get waved through customs and this and that. And then all of a sudden Gus Fring comes in and is just like, you killed Max.
Yogurt shop. That's cute. That's cute. And then Eladio to add fuel to the fire, he starts mocking Hector.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, for being jealous.
And the fat jokes, which I thought was funny because he's thinner now.
Mm-hmm.
So in the prequel, he's thinner, which means he gets fat in the universe.
Right, but in Breaking Bad, that scene, the pool scene, took place before this current scene in Better Call Saul.
Not the one where Don Eladio dies.
Mm.
The pool scene where Gus's partner got killed takes place in like 1989.
Right.
But then even when Don Eladio does die at the party of all the heads, he's a bigger guy.
Mm.
So he definitely, he puts on weight in the story.
Maybe his weight fluctuates due to stress. I would think like running like big cartels would be a stressful thing, right? You're constantly looking out.
True.
Sometimes you eat your feelings, and sometimes you're not able to eat. So because he had a nice belly in the scene that took place, like when Gus's buddy got shot in the head,
right?
Because we were laughing about that. We're like, man, look at the pot belly on that guy. And like in this Better Call Saul scene, like he's kind of a hefty dude. But then there's that other scene that you were talking about where like he's like slimmed down. So maybe he has what is that, body dysmorphia where he just kind of keeps going back and forth.
Well, body dysmorphia is how you perceive your own body.
Gotcha.
But maybe he's got the Oprah Winfrey diet plan going on.
Yeah, like sometimes he's on Weight Watchers, and other times he likes the snacks.
He swallows a lot of aggression, along with a lot of pizzas.
Nice. So it's funny because you get a lot of cool insight in this scene. And it pretty much just solidifies the fact that part of their whole MO is that they're using these like small time restaurants, which are cash heavy businesses, basically to funnel the money through.
Money laundering.
Yeah, to launder the money through. And it's great because Hector's like all proud that he has this ice cream shop. And then, Gus is just like, Bam!
Yeah.
Food chain.
and then it prompts Don Eladio to be like, this is how my money comes in from now on. No more rubber bands.
Right.
Organized, professional.
Yeah.
You got to be like Gus.
Making new procedures.
Right.
So poor Hector.
Poor Hector.
He just wants to be loved. That's all.
Yeah, well, we all know Hector gets the last laugh in the end. So.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I don't know. That was kind of a draw.
I guess. Well, Hector pushed the button, so
yeah,
he chose. Gus was. It happened to Gus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. So
for those of you who don't know, half his face got blown off.
Spoiler alert, you should have watched it 10 years ago.
Then Don Eladio invites them all in, and Hector's like, yeah, I'll be there in a minute, and just kind of stands over the pool, kind of probably replaying that scene where he shot Max in the head.
Yeah. I thought he was going to pee in it again. Like,
as
I was watching
that would have been nice.
Like the way that the camera angle was up and he was kind of standing there, I was like, he's going to pee in the pool. and then we came back to that. I'm like, oh, he did pee in the pool. So I thought he was going to piss in the pool again.
20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Which is that's a strong move. That's a strong move.
Like, it's one thing open like that. He could have walked in on him anytime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess by all rights that would mean he owns that pool.
That's right. Territorial.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
Until an alpha male with a stronger urine scent comes along.
Yeah. Then of course we have the opening credits with all the burner phones.
Right.
In the drawer.
As far as I'm concerned, it matches up to last year. I didn't go check, but let's just say it does.
Yeah, so at this point, it's really quite pointless for us to keep pointing that out. But we've done it for 3 years running now, so I don't see any reason to stop now.
I honestly, I'm going to go back and check probably this week. I don't think the black and white parts are getting any different. I'm thinking it's the same thing, but it's
in the first one they were definitely all in color, and then in the second season,
I thought they still flashed black and white in the first season.
I'm pretty sure they were all in color.
I'm going to go back and look. I'm going to do that for you guys, unless a fan wants to do it and get back to me to verify that it is, not to insult the listener that said maybe it's getting longer because we're getting closer to Gene. But yeah, somebody verify that. I'm going to do it myself too.
Yeah. Cut to, we see the Wink and Grink being raided. Mike's just kind of observing. And then he gets a call from his daughter.
And the whole time I'm waiting, it's DEA, so I'm waiting for Hank to show up.
Yeah,
the whole time I'm like, here comes Hank. Yeah, but Stacy calls.
No, not at all.
That's funny.
So Mike's daughter calls, which is the first time this season we've heard or seen. We haven't heard or seen anything
from Stacy.
Yeah, from Stacy in a while.
Yeah, no, I was kind of waiting for that to happen. Actually,
yeah.
I mean, Kaylee is a big part of Mike's life. The only one that can draw him from a stakeout.
Mm-hmm. And
that was the key word. She said Kaylee would like it if you came over, and then he's like, "All right, I'll come over."
Yeah, pulling at the heartstrings, man. He's got to go. He's got to go see Kaylee.
Mike's still a softie. He's still a softie.
He is, yeah. For at least two people. Everybody else, he seems pretty indifferent to.
Right? Yeah.
We see a nice scene. Mike's in there with Kaylee and Stacy. Watching TV. She's snoozing on him. And Stacy asks him, like, are you okay? Like, she's, because it's like obviously a lot is weighing on.
Yeah, he's processing. His CPU's working overdrive.
Yep.
And then my favorite part is when she offers him some ice cream. He just scoffs at her like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, because he just came from an ice cream shop. That he's taking out
because Hector's ice cream shop. So yeah, okay, I got you. Good catch. That's I didn't catch that at all. I mean, I caught that he didn't get the ice cream, but yeah, totally. You
the fact that he's dealing with an ice cream shop owner,
right? Yeah. I did not put that together. We're back at Los Pollos Hermanos, and
so Nacho, Hector, and Arturo walk in.
Yeah, we get to see Nacho for the first time this season. Only took 4 episodes.
Yeah, no, right. And he's a series regular. He's on all the credits. We've discussed this a few times. We finally get to see our boy Michael Mando. If you're a fan, we did interview him. Go back and listen.
And it brings a good air of tension to the restaurant because all the patrons,
they kind of know what's up.
Start kind of taking notice, like, these dudes are probably not people that they should mess with. And Hector goes up to see the manager and dude behind the counter is, well, like, I'm the assistant manager. How can I help you?
Mm-hmm.
And Hector's like, you're not the manager. Yeah.
Your boss. I want to see your boss.
Yeah, the boss.
The boss.
But yeah, everybody can see it. Hector even lights up a cigar right in the restaurant, which, good hint to everybody, like some real shit is going down now.
Yeah, right. Grabs a fountain drink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just overall being a prick, right? Like walks behind the counter. There was kind of a funny thing where some people try to leave.
Yeah.
And Nacho like, dude, don't.
Yeah, Arturo gets in their way, and then Nacho, like, he doesn't even say a word in the whole scene.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard Nacho speak yet? Did he speak in
Not
this?
yet. I don't believe so. There's been a lot of like really tense scenes with minimal dialogue this year.
Yeah, they're putting a lot on the physical acting, not just the physical comedy that we talked about, but yeah, the physical acting and the subtext.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really coming into its own. This is all part of the growing.
And I actually kind of found it funny because, like, what was that guy going to do? Rough up a woman?
Yeah, right. And her
like,
kid. Yeah, a woman and a.
Because I'm sure, even though it's obvious to everybody that something is just not quite right, like nothing would probably draw attention to them more than like this goon like roughing up a woman and her child trying to exit a fast food chain restaurant.
Exactly.
Then it kind of like jumps a little bit, and there's Gus. He's at a firehouse having a meeting, doing the whole community outreach thing, which is a smart move on his part.
He's a pillar of the community.
Yeah, man. I mean, hiding in plain sight, right? Like you want that.
You'd be surprised in real life.
Yeah. Answers the phone politely. I'll be right there. And he seems pretty damn annoyed when he enters the restaurant. Like,
yeah, but I want to go back to that shot. Like, I wonder why. It's interesting why they cut it off halfway through the speech, and then they're showing him through the door while he's still talking. I kind of want to know what he said. But they do that a lot in this show. This is not the first time this has happened.
Right, because they did it with the mailroom and such, too. And we found out, we talked to somebody from the show where they still write all the dialogue.
I think that was Patrick Fabian, right? Because that happened when he told Jimmy that he wasn't getting hired.
Yeah, that's right. It probably was Patrick Fabian, right? Because they write the entire dialogue.
Or it was Ray Seahorn, because Patrick Fabian had to tell Ray Seahorn something when they shut the door halfway through the damn thing.
Either way, there's dialogue written for that.
Yeah.
They just choose to like go the other route where like, they continue the speech in the background, and then because the focus was on the phone call.
Yeah.
It kind of gave you that.
That's the thing. They show you what's important. They respect the intelligence of their audience. And they leave it up to your imagination to fill in the gaps.
Not a lot of hand holding.
No.
And there's very rare occasions where they do like the whole thing like, a little crooked, where I'm like, but like for the most part.
But that's kind of a wink, nudge, know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. But everybody knows how I felt about that.
Right.
It's like a little too on the nose for me. But,
yeah.
But once again, we've said it every episode this year. They have a TV show and we don't.
Exactly. We talk about their super successful TV show.
Yeah, why we sit here.
In the Dave Cave.
In the Dave Cave. He answers the call. He enters the restaurant. He's pretty
perturbed.
Pretty perturbed. It's just like one of those moments where it's like, oh, come on, guys. Like,
right.
Seriously.
All the employees are sitting around a table, just like wondering what's going on.
Yep. Sends them home.
Which right here. I'm not coming back. I wrote that down. He sends me home from that situation. I quit. Are you fucking kidding me? Some dude just strong-armed your restaurant.
Right.
No, I'm not. I'm no longer an employee of El Pollo Hermanos. I'll go to El Pollo Loco or something.
Or maybe Pollo Tropical.
Or see if McDonald's will take me back.
Yeah. White dude was pretty good, though. He's loyal. He was like, offering to call, like he kind of stuck around, made sure that Gus was okay. He offered, hey, can I call somebody? Like trying to give him like a, dude, like I'll, if you're in trouble, like, I'll leave here and call the cops.
He's the assistant manager, man. He's got a vested interest in the success of that company.
He does. Holds it down.
That's right.
So Hector is in the office cleaning what I assume is shit.
Yeah, not only does he piss in pools, he cleans shit on top of people's desks.
Gus doing well.
That was to his face.
Gus doing well, holding it together.
Yeah. Oh, he's got big plans.
Mm-hmm.
He's got big plans.
He, calmly reminds him. I like, it was very like Godfather-esque, where he's like, employees are civilians.
Yeah.
like they're, you endangered all of them. You know, like you involved all of them, and they're pretty much not supposed to be, right? Like like our business is our business,
exactly.
And by you doing that, you're fucking up my other business that keeps my business with your business going,
right?
Like that's pretty much what's happening.
You're gonna blow this whole thing up if you don't start thinking before you act, kind of a deal. Yeah. But this explains the whole sharing of the route and the shoes from last episode.
Expound.
Because Hector says, "You are now my mule. You are going to transport my goods."
Mm-hmm.
So those were actually Hector's goods still going through.
Yeah.
At the shoes in the Los Pollos Hermanos truck in the flash forward scene that I did not think was a flash forward scene.
And I like the whole exchange where Gus is trying to keep it together, and he's still trying to, like, it's funny because like they're totally seedy and underground, but Gus is still keeping it professional. You know, he's still very astute and proper.
Yeah, that's what
I was saying. And he's like, oh, did Don Eladio approve that?
Yeah.
and Hector's just like, I approved it. He sounds like he has a stoma, but he doesn't have like the box under his throat.
Right. Well, he's
approved it.
He's gonna be wheelchair bound in 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of cool. Maybe he's gonna start like being sicker and sicker throughout the series. That'd be pretty cool.
Yep.
And it makes me realize how good of an actor he was in Breaking Bad, because he didn't say a single word, but he's believable.
And like his facial, like gyrations and stuff, like he's like
pretty excellent.
Yeah, not bad. I like how after Hector and his crew left, Gus is like, well, better get back to it. Yeah. He just starts clearing tables.
And the little basketball shot, I noted that because there's something about that. I don't know, it's like the simple things. Like you wanted one smile for the day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
Something went right.
So we get to see Mike work in the booth.
That's been a while, too. We haven't seen Mike actually at a legitimate job in a long time.
Well, no, because we saw him a couple episodes ago. He was closing up. Remember, he put the gas cap on top of the wall.
Oh, that's right.
But this is him like actually working, and Victor pulls up, tosses him money.
Bag of cash.
Bag of cash. Makes a U-turn, and then Mike pretty much is just like, we're square, tosses it back.
And then Victor's like, no, because that's going to get Victor in trouble, because, you know, these guys like to shoot the messenger.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's like, no. And he just, throws it in there anyway.
I kind of like that, though. See, he's a man of principle. He's all about being square, because there was something else earlier in the show where he refused payment or something. He's like, we're square.
To Gus.
Yeah.
Like, Gus is trying to force the payment on him, but Mike knows. It's like when I'm at a club and my friend's band's playing, I don't touch the soundboard. Because if I touch the soundboard, everybody thinks I'm the sound guy. And I'm committed to being the sound guy.
You're a part of it now?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he can't take the first payment because he doesn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, gotcha. Okay. Right on. Good analogy. Then we get to see the aftermath. You know, it's a nice little cutscene of the Los Pollos Hermano crew doing the morning prep, cutting tomatoes, chopping lettuce, you know, wiping stuff down. And
for some reason, they all came back to work.
Yeah, they all came back. Like I said, I guess just a testament to the managerial skills of Gus Fring.
Who's walking up. I like the little Rundo reveal, too, where they move the soap out of the way. And then Gus is like perfectly in focus.
Yeah, it's so awkward.
Yeah,
so awkward when he enters, you know, because everybody's wondering what the hell's going on. Right. Like everybody in that scene, everybody from Gus to the crew, like great acting, because it made like the viewer feel how awkward that was. Like it wasn't just like you're watching an awkward moment. Like the way it was done, it was like you felt like how
the tension was palpable.
Yeah, you know, and
cut it with a knife.
Exactly. Gus, he calls the team huddle. Like, all right, everybody, you know, can you meet me out here for a second? He apologizes. He admits, you know, what happened was unacceptable, you know, and he commends them for their demeanor. And in a super nice touch, he offers them counseling should they feel that they need it.
Yeah, and 24 hours of overtime.
Yeah, that's right. Look at
trying
that.
To buy their happiness or let them find
it. Making some money.
I think that I'm still quitting.
Yeah.
But I like Lyle. Lyle's like, who are they? He wants to know. Assistant manager wants some answers.
Yeah, well, he demands the answers.
That's right.
It's a good assistant manager. You got to keep
his ass on the line.
And you know, Gus just kind of paints himself as a victim of a protection racket.
Yeah.
You know, and then he like appeals to everybody, like the whole like.
It was so political. Like that was a politician statement.
Yeah.
The way it ended.
He's like, but you know what? No. I thought to myself, this is America. Yeah. And together we will prosper. Right. Like, so great.
And like Lyle's like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right on. You know, I was just hoping that everybody would start being like, USA, USA. Treated to a nice scene. Kim just going down the yellow pages, calling every repair shop, doing some recon.
Right. Yeah. Doing some. She's getting a little shady here.
Mm-hmm. And then she tries to. She just cancels. She eventually hits upon Martin's repair, and she cancels the job.
Right.
You know, and you're like, oh man, okay, it's cool. It's gonna see
the job to fix Chuck's door from that Jimmy kicked in.
Right, and then that's when my head started going, because for some reason I didn't put together what exactly how they were going to do that, which we could talk about in a minute. But I was like, what would canceling do? And I was like, maybe they're just being a dick, and that's gonna like enrage Chuck or something. You know what I mean? I was like trying to figure out, like I was trying to get like one step ahead of the show. Like,
right,
why would they cancel?
I was too. I was right but wrong, because I figured they were canceling it to replace the crew to spy on Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't guess who it was going to be properly, although the freaking intro tagline of the show says what happened. Mike gets involved between.
Yeah. The official AMC. The official AMC like synopsis of the upcoming episode.
Yeah.
Yep. She joyously gives the info to Jimmy, who's working on his remorse pass, which I'm assuming is
I didn't put that together. What the hell that was till the end of the episode?
Well, it's part of that like PPD. You know, he's like probably in the confession. You know, it probably helps your case if you show some remorse.
Right.
So, you know, and he's obviously not remorseful, so he's trying to type it up to make it sound like
right. Kim has to help him.
Like, you know what? I crossed the line on that one. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where it's like you admit it, and then, you know, to like try to like sway people in your favor, you know, like not really play the victim, but you're like, I just lost my mind. I don't know what I just don't know.
It's funny too, because the part that she proofreads is the part that they argue about later in the episode. Interesting. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. I like their little exchange where Jimmy kind of like cuts the bullshit for a minute, and he's just like, thank you. Seriously.
Right.
It's kind of a nice moment because her response is, you're welcome. Seriously. It's kind of cute, you know? Me and my wife do stuff like that all the time. Yeah, I know, because we're lame. On a side note, I always joke around how my wife is completely unimpressed with the podcast and never listened to a single one. And we got to have our first, like a date last night for like the first time in months. And she told me that she listened to the Bob Odenkirk interview, and I was like, aw. And I was, that's what I said. I go, aw. And she goes, oh, she's like, are you feeling a little loved right now?
I would thank her right now, but she would never hear it. So.
Yeah, I'm probably not listening to it. Yeah.
You sure you got the right guy for this job? I like that part too.
Yeah,
Creme de la creme.
Right, yeah. That's almost exactly again, didn't put together that it'd be Mike.
Nope.
Did not put that together that it'd be Mike. And I was like, because then my head's like, oh man, who are they bringing in now?
I'm flashing.
Who are they bringing in now?
I'm flashing back to like Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was like top men.
Are
on this. Top men. But they never show it.
So, cuts to Chuck's house. The original appointment for the repairman was 2:30. And then he gets a knock on the door at 2:35.
That's right. Chuck's patiently waiting.
And it's Mike appears as Martin's repair guy.
That's right.
And what's great about that is Mike is kind of playing it up folksy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, how's it going? Like, there was a time, remember, when we could leave our doors unlocked? Like,
doing the old man thing.
Yeah, I was so hoping he would say something about Cracker Barrel or air conditioning. Like, I was so hoping they would have tossed that in there.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's just, you know, and like, I'd like to think that Mike has obviously been briefed about everything going on with Chuck.
Right.
And the whole, like, where do we plug in was just, obviously it's
he's playing dumb.
Yeah, he's playing dumb, but I like to think he was kind of like jabbing at him a little bit too, like poking him in the ribs, you know, like where do we plug in? And he's like, Chuck tells him that there's no power tools. And I didn't get exactly what they were going for, but I thought he was going to try to like plant like a bug.
That's kind of what I thought too.
Yeah,
I know was what I thought too. But this is one of my favorite parts because first off, he chases Chuck away like a dog with a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, like
just a drill. But that shot where he's like looking around the corner. So Mike is this old ugly dude in overalls and a drill. I wrote down he's like Drill Man, the lamest 80s serial killer ever. Like you could take that as a screenshot and it looks like a totally stupid serial killer with a drill.
I like when they made it super obvious that he wasn't even unscrewing a bolt. He was just like letting it clang against the thread. Like
so awesome. But this part, I don't know what's up there. Why was he taking pictures? I thought it was going to be a bug.
I don't think we know that yet.
Yeah,
I don't think we know that yet.
That's something that people can offer their predictions to us about.
Yeah. Yeah, and like as he's taking the pictures to cover up the noise of the vicar, he's just like holds the drill down to cover up the noise of. It reminds me of like when I was little, like at my parents' house, we have like these
like when you cough to cover up a fart.
Kind of, but it made me smile because my parents have like this weird like half moon spiral staircase that's only like it's only like half a story up. You've been in my parents' house. Yeah. It's like half a story up. And I used to hate it because my mom would make me vacuum that like 3 times a day. And I used to get so aggravated at that I used to just like turn the vacuum on and not do anything. and then it shut them off. And she'd be like, "Did you vacuum the stairs?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, they're great. Like, look at them." And she'd be like, "Oh, they do look better." And I didn't do shit. Like for some reason, it like made me harken back to that, like he's just walking, not doing anything with the drill. And then I was like, is he really going to fix the door? Like I was like trying to think of like because then I was like, well, maybe how they get back at Chuck is like he doesn't fix the door, but he feigns some sort of injury or something, and like now they can like you know what I mean, like some sort of crazy plot like that.
I thought maybe he got Mike to fix the door because Mike can like quote fix the door, but have it be accessible, like so that way Jimmy can break in later and under cover of night that Chuck thought Jimmy would do when he kicked the door in. Full circle.
Yep. And I love Michael McKean's acting when like he tries to like head to the kitchen to like I don't know what he was going for, to have a chat or just to watch the guy do something. He's like
right,
push it, and then he's like stops in his tracks and heads upstairs.
Yeah,
well done.
Yeah, that was a little funnily awkward scene. Yeah, humorous.
Cut 2. Breakfast at the diner. Jimmy's going through the pictures. He calls Mike the Ansel Adams of covert photography.
That's right, Ansel Adams.
I know nothing about Ansel Adams.
Ansel Adams, he is famous for taking landscape photography.
Oh, nice. Look at that. It's all good, man. Entertaining and educational. Nice.
Call that infotainment, my friend.
Infotainment, that's right.
But then this is what I was talking about with the pictures, because Jimmy references, after talking about the rule of threes, which I think he wants a third copy, is what I'm thinking. The other thing that Mike found in the address book. What, pray tell, is the other thing?
No idea. I don't know. I don't really have any. As the rest of the episode unfolded, it's nice because it set up so many more questions. It was like such a satisfying episode, but like they're just, it's like the little details get you.
Yeah.
It's not like a lot of other shows where like they'll run into a room and then like be like, oh my God. And then like the scene cuts and then like that's the big cliffhanger.
No.
This has some of those moments, but like there's like many little cliffhangers like just peppered throughout.
This is the cliffhanger. It's in the middle of the scene. And they just move on to something else and continue talking.
Yep. I do like how Mike said it was nice to fix something for once.
Yeah. It was nice to fix something for once, and then Jimmy makes a crack about a leaky toilet, and Mike is just so unamused.
Yeah.
He just wants to be accepted by Mike.
Yeah, that's all. A lot of insecurity in this show. A lot of insecurity. Yeah. It was cool though that because Jimmy asked a question that I asked. I'm like, can Mike fix doors?
Mike can fix anything.
And Mike was like, don't worry about it. He's not gonna, I fixed it good enough. He's not gonna question it. Like he was almost annoyed that Jimmy had to verify with him that he was able to fix the door in a satisfactory manner.
Right, because this grizzled Vietnam sniper vet that does odd jobs and like criminal things, of course he knows how to fix a door. I mean, carpentry is like part of the training, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Covert operations.
Yeah. And then when Mike blows him off again, you kind of touched on, Jimmy feels jilted, and he's just kind of like, well, hustle luego. Like,
oh, and then I thought it was important that he said, anytime you need me, call me. Like, he was still offering, I'm still kind of indebted to you, kind of a deal. I thought that was pretty important too.
Yep. Mike's in his booth. He's Gus pulls up, asks for a chat, and Mike tells Gus, "Hey, I gave the money back because it's your business." And then Gus,
I didn't do it for the money. The money's not the reason I did it, so I don't want the money because that's not the reason I did it. I just want Salamanca out of my head.
Yeah.
No.
Living in his head rent free, son.
We all know that ain't gonna happen.
And Gus gives him the offer. Hey, perhaps in the future you would consider working for me.
Finally, Dave's prediction.
Yeah, you guys predicted that on Preview with a Prior, which as we record this is not posted yet, but hopefully will be posted sometime tonight.
Yes. You guys will have had a full day, hopefully, to listen to Preview the Prior. And if not, go back and listen to it because you can hear what we got wrong post the fact and the interview with Ray Seahorn.
So one thing I didn't like was when it showed the whole super pan out and Gus was walking away. I was like, he's totally gonna stop and he's gonna turn around and he's gonna enlighten Mike about what's going on because that happens in everything.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I was just like,
Wait, did he?
Yeah, because he tells them why. He tells them, that a bullet to the head is far too humane.
Oh yeah, the whole thing about why
he didn't want Mike to kill Hector because a bullet to the head is, right, he basically turns around and be like, well, why I stopped you is because that's far too humane,
right,
for Hector,
right.
Which is like great, that's a great line, but it's just one of those things I saw coming a mile away.
It was a trope. The whole walking away, turning back to finish conversation thing. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yep. Super awkward scene in the deposition room. The whole party's there pretty much. Chuck, Kim, Howard, Jim, keep going back and forth. Jim, Howard, Chuck, Jim, Howard,
Doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
Did we miss anybody?
Miss Hayes enters. And
Miss Hay.
Sorry, man, Miss Hay. I apologize. Miss Hay enters and
to negotiate the PPD.
Yeah, I like when she was sitting down and she was kind of getting her paper ready.
And
then you could just see Jimmy in the background trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Like this look, he's just like,
yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
I was watching her little soliloquy.
Yeah, he's just kind of giving her are you serious kind of look. Like, I don't know if he sees Chuck and her or if he's just trying to figure her out, but he not really dumbfounded, but it looks like he's really trying hard to assess the situation because maybe she's a variable, that he wasn't ready for, even though he was told by Oakley that it was gonna, it was gonna be a new prosecutor.
Right.
This must be the first time that he laid eyes on her, so maybe he was trying to get the lay of the land, so to speak.
Size her up.
Right, but he wasn't intimidating her or anything because she was ignoring him and just going through her things, and he was just sitting there
Well, she was telling a little story. Is this while she's telling the story? Maybe it's the fact that she was relating to Chuck.
Yeah,
because that's Jimmy's move, man. Jimmy's right.
Yeah. And he's just kind of sitting there Chick serious? Yeah, it's one of those things where caught a little off guard,
right?
Just trying to reassess the situation. Jimmy, that's actually the notes that I had. I wrote, Jimmy's looking at her in disbelief as she sets up talking about Chuck's unconventional request. And I said, yeah, maybe he sees a little bit of him in her.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. So we had the same thought. I just didn't read all my notes.
Nice.
Much like high school. So they're there to finalize Jim's PPD. They go over the term. And the violations will be punished to the fullest extent.
That's right. If one of the stipulations was that he can only associate with law-abiding citizens. So he's not currently.
Right.
He's not even one himself. But yeah, so I think this is all part of my whole idea that this is going to lead to Saul Goodman, and I like how she scolds him. Like a parent would. I don't feel your remorse.
Yeah.
You need to apologize.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was waiting for her to get up on the table for some reason and be like, kiss it.
Yeah, right?
Apologize. Yeah,
that would have made me so mad. I would have been like, are we fucking children? Like,
yeah, no, right?
Are you fucking for real? Apologize. Like, I signed the paper.
Yeah, right? It's on paper.
Like, hey, lady, don't you watch the show? Like 2 scenes ago, I was agonizing over that.
But yeah, we didn't even talk about the fact that Chuck was so adamant about the tape too.
Yeah, started arguing about the language of the tape. On page 2, it was like damaged victim's property versus destroyed the cassette tape.
Right.
Like, I guess Chuck just wanted it on the record, specifically the item that he destroyed. And then it was the argument like, well, because, Kim was like, isn't the cassette tape your property? Right, like, kind of playing the same game with him. Like, yeah. And then they just kind of come to...
like, why so vague?
Yeah.
I thought that was important, too, for some reason. Because I'm thinking maybe this tape, maybe that is important to have that language in there based on the proceedings that might happen later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And eventually they just settle on a destroyed item of personal property.
There you go.
I've never been in any real legal trouble, but stuff like that would drive me absolutely insane, especially if you're paying a lawyer. You're like, come on! Like, I'm paying you? Like, and you're wasting time arguing these semantics?
That's all it is semantics. Seemingly. Mm-hmm. Seemingly.
Miss Hay, this is where she asks them to apologize because she says that, I sense a lack of remorse. Mm-hmm. Look at your brother in the eye.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was avoiding.
Yeah, it's like a child, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I do that to my daughter all the time. Like, now you walk up to grandma and you politely tell her you're sorry.
So when you're watching Jimmy's apology, did you get the feeling like he was kind of spinning it to Chuck and kind of saying it away to where Chuck might rethink, I would never do that to my brother.
Yeah,
my brother deserves better.
Right, yeah. Like, my note says, Jimmy apologizes, laying it on thick.
There you go.
Like, so I didn't know if he was trying to sway Chuck or he was basically mocking him to his face. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
column A, column B, probably.
Like, yeah, like just being defiant. Like, just kind of being defiant for sake of being defiant, but, like, still apologizing to his face per the request of Miss Hay.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They come to a settlement. A monetary settlement of a whopping $300. Well, it was $321. But then Chuck had to toss in the value of the tape on there, so it was a settlement of $323.98, including the cassette tape.
The cassette tape. Mm-hmm. It was. I found it weird the way he said it. A cassette tape. Mm-hmm. The emphasis on tape for some reason. Like an old person would say.
Jimmy storms out, doesn't say anything to anybody. Heads down the hall, and Kim, kind of chats with them about, I guess, how they're going to proceed forward. And Chuck admits to making the second tape.
That got me. I didn't even think about that. And Kim was so certain right off the jump. You have a duplicate.
Yeah, and it's such maybe it's a sign of his hubris because Howard tries to stop him. Like he admits he makes a second. Howard's like, dude, like.
Yeah, he's like, what is fine, it? Howard.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. What does it matter? Like at this point,
Right.
Which I guess was the smart move, like to make the second. And Jimmy called that too because, like, remember when he busted in, he's like destroyed the tape. He's like, "Is this it, Chuck? Is this the only copy?"
That's
like,
right.
You destroyed our family for this, Mabel Bar. And I would say the way that they filmed this, when they're talking about like the duplicate tape, Kim's ponytail game is on point, dude.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, like I feel I don't know if it amounts to anything, but I feel like there's been several, like she has a very tight ponytail, right? Mm-hmm. And I think I noticed this only because of my wife's business. But my wife's in the beauty business. We own a business, but it's like a ponytail, but the ponytail like has like a slight curl in it. And I feel like there's been several times this season where they've made it a point that the ponytail was in focus. So I wonder if that's just like that's like her key identifying trait is the very classy businesswoman ponytail. And in my notes, I wrote Kim's ponytail game on point.
Word.
And they always seem to show it when like she's doing something and it's kind of bouncing around.
That's a Vince Gilliganism.
Yeah.
That's like Hank's wife with the purple. Like
yeah.
Everybody's got their thing.
Right.
You know, they're identifying. And it's like they create mood rings for everybody.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So her ponytail game on point. And then she just kind of marches off like after Jimmy's around the corner. Obviously that was all a ruse, him storming off because like a little kid, like, huh? Yeah. And she just says, bingo.
Bingo was his
And then
name
they walk off.
Which is like the name of the third episode in season 1, isn't it? Or something like that.
Probably. I think so. I think there was a bingo, right?
Yeah, it was like a Miho. It was all ending in O.
Yeah, except for Alpine Shepherd Boy.
Except for Alpine Shepherd.
Which was supposed to end in an O, but then they changed it at the last minute due to some...
Jello. It was the Jello copyright.
Yeah, it was something.
He had these cards in the bottom of the Jello cups.
Yeah.
See, I remember some things.
And thus the end of the episode.
Indeed. I'm awaiting episode 5 with bated breath. Because I want to know what the other thing was in the address book. Yeah. That's something I got to make sure we address in PWOP. Preview of the prior for those of the uninformed.
Right, and we got to get on our game this week. We lost week 2.
We keep doing preview of the prior way too late in the week, and then I run out of time to edit it and get it posted. We need to get it done earlier, so that way I'm not stressing you out and stressing our fans out because I didn't realize we were getting people like, hey, where's preview of the prior at?
Yeah, which we totally appreciate. Like stuff like that makes me and Dave so happy. We're like, holy shit! Like wow, people actually care. And that was genius. Donnie the Genius, right? Like came up with the whole idea for preview of the prior. Our listener, Donnie the Genius, remember he's like, you guys should do a preview show. We're like, yeah, preview with the prior because that's a really funny joke. Like
3 seasons later.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so we'll do better for you guys.
Yeah, we'll do better. And to make up for it, we can release the Patrick Fabian episode soon. Interview. We jib-jabbed with the PFAB.
Jib-jab with the PFAB. And also on the upcoming preview with the prior, some people out there are going to have a chance to win a really cool book. So stay tuned for that. It's Why You Better Call Saul is the name of the book. So there will be more information on that on the upcoming preview with the prior for episode 5.
For sure.
So, in the meantime, you guys can help us out by downloading the TV Showtime app. Make sure to participate on that. It's actually really cool. I thought, in all honesty, when they contacted me about it, I was like, that sounds kind of lame, but it's actually pretty damn addicting. It's a really cool app, and they're giving us a great opportunity, and you guys should check it out. And anybody listening to this right now on the TV Showtime app, please make sure that you hit that little subscribe button just underneath where the episode shows in the comments sections. And also, please go to it'saulgoodman.com and check out our preview shows, preview with the prior. We also have interviews with pretty much the whole damn cast. Michael Mando, Patrick Fabian, Ray Seahorn, Michael McKean, Bob Odenkirk.
It'd be faster to name the people we haven't interviewed.
Right, yeah, I can do that. Jonathan Banks, Peter Gould, and Vince Gilligan. Other than that, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much
it.
Kelly Dixon. I would like to get Kelly Dixon on.
Yeah, I've reached out a few times and we haven't been able to quite make it happen yet, but it'd be fun to have Kelly Dixon on. Yeah. And we also host a celebrity chat show for the most part. For a lot of times it's celebrity chat, but it's more of a drive time radio show with celebrities.
It's just us talking about things that are not sigsignificant.
Or about Better Call Saul. Right, yeah, I like our non-significant, nothing important. Nice.
Right.
But you can check that out at nothingimportantpodcast.com. Awesome interviews with people like Mike Rowe and Rick Astley and Owen Benjamin and all these great people. And I got some great people coming up. It's amazing some of the folks that come and chat with us on that show as well. So
can I throw this out there?
You can throw out anything you like.
Let's give Michael Nardelli some love.
Yeah,
he was
Michael
super
Nardelli.
gracious. Came on twice. We helped promote his movie Circle.
Such a handsome guy.
Super handsome. Yeah, Brian instant man crush on him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We're gonna get Michael Nardelli. Super fun guy. Super fun guy. So yeah, check that out. TV Showtime app. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, Podcast Detroit. Pretty much, if it plays a podcast, we're there. We're like Doom, right? Like the joke is like the computer game Doom from like 1991 has been like, you can play it on like an Apple Watch and calculators and shit. So like the joke is like Doom can literally be played on anything. It's all good, man, and nothing important. If it plays podcast or MP3s or sound files, like you'll find us. Like TuneIn Radio, we're like on TuneIn Radio. Like you name it, we are there, man.
Except for
Podcast Addict, which I think we may be on there, but who knows?
We're working on it. We'll confirm when it's confirmed to confirm it for you guys.
Anyway, you can find us, so make sure to check that out. Make sure to stay tuned for a preview with the Prior. And thank you for sharing, subscribing, and leaving reviews on iTunes. Dave?
All us idiots. All us geniuses. Whatever.